Moss Piglets is the 8th and final episode before the final break of season 21 of South Park. So the two stories in this episode are one of them where it focuses on the science fair that is happening in Jimmy and Timmy's class, and the boy Nathan and his psychic, I think his name is Mitzi from what I remember, they try to sabotage Timmy and Jimmy's science fair project because they want to try and impress girls. The second story I actually think is the most entertaining is Heidi becoming more like Cartman, and that's pretty much the whole thing. And it's just kind of funny seeing her in the role of Cartman, and later on, as you see in the episode, Cartman dealing with Heidi as she acts more like him. Now, the science fair story seems to be more of the focus of this whole episode. Nathan and Mitzi make this, a very basic volcano that you'd see, well, I would see in like TV shows and that, of someone making a volcano, baking soda and vinegar, and, the generic science fair project. And they think that's going to impress a bunch of girls, and they find out that Jimmy and Timmy are studying water bears, and they decide to sabotage it, and it turns out it makes the water bears more intelligent. Don't know why I said intelligible, because as far as I know that word doesn't exist. If I'm wrong, or if it does exist, comment down below, tell me what it means, because I have no idea what I just said. But anyway, making them more intelligent, and it is kind of funny how it sort of goes on in a way, but at the same time the story feels a little weak as to who's interested in what's going on in the project. If I say any more on that, it will get into spoilers, and I do not want to get into that, but there's something that happens that I don't really see how it really makes sense, mostly because it could be because I'm in Ireland and things going on in America I don't understand really, and I don't follow. So people who are American fans, probably understand this episode more if there is a hidden joke behind it. Otherwise, it's just something that just doesn't really make that much sense to me, and I felt it was a bit weak. The second story with Heidi becoming more like Cartman, I wish was more of the focus of this episode, because it is interesting. It's actually really funny seeing her act more like Cartman, and Cartman even being less of a Cartman compared to Heidi, if that makes sense. And it is just, I kind of wish it was more like Heidi going around acting like Cartman the whole time, maybe interacting with the girls. Like, you have a scene like other episodes where Cartman and the guys are at the bus stop. You don't have it here. It's actually with Heidi and her girlfriends, which is actually kind of funny. And it actually has this like joke that Cartman would pull on Kenny, and I do think it's pretty funny. It could have worked so much better, I think, this episode, if it focused more on that story. Maybe if it was something like Cartman really liked how Heidi was acting like him, but then it sort of went out of control. Like, maybe he doesn't like the idea of there's someone being exactly like him, and maybe he realizes maybe that he is a jerk, or maybe he just realized he should be the only jerk in the school who's exactly like him, which I think would have been a really funny story. I thought this episode was alright. I really did like the whole Heidi Cartman thing going on. I didn't like the science fair one. I actually thought was alright, but the ending of it, or the reason why the project is continued on, I didn't like that aspect. Just because the reason for it, if you get me. If you've seen the episode, you probably understand, but I don't want to say any more in case you haven't seen it. But I don't know, it just felt weird to me, and again, people in America might understand it better than I do. Or either it's just a joke that fell flat, as I said already. But the whole Heidi story, I really enjoyed that. I thought that was great. I would have liked it if the whole episode was based around that, but It's just unfortunate that we didn't. Um, but yeah, next week is, another week without South Park episode. But I hope the last two episodes have Heidi like this, make it more interesting. Maybe like a huge argument between Cartman and Heidi, maybe at some point. Or maybe like she becomes more and more like Cartman, and she does things to Cartman himself if he tried to break up with her. Like how Cartman did with Scott's parents. Stuff like that. Like maybe not that extreme, but she definitely threatens him and makes him scared that she will go that far. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. That'll help me a lot. Subscribe, stay up to date with more videos that I will have in the future. Check out other videos that I have on my channel. I have reviewed all the episodes of season 21 as of this video, so check them out if you haven't. Hit comment down below, tell me what you thought of this episode if you haven't seen, or if you have seen it, I mean. But please be wary of people who haven't seen the episode and do not have spoilers. But I would love to hear your thoughts on this episode and South Park as of this point. It'd be really interesting to hear. And thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.